As technology and scientific knowledge improve, mankind is able to better understand more and more about the world around us. Some of the most exciting technological advances have been made in the field of microbiology. As we continue to learn, we realize the enormous impact microorganisms may have on your daily life. So we traveled to Northfield, Vermont to get a behind-the-scenes look at the world's greatest in the field of microbial identification, Microcheck. Microcheck was the first company to offer microbial identification commercially in the fall of 1988, using a phenotypic technology of fatty acid methyl ester identification with a gas chromatograph known as FAME, and since that time have never looked back.
I'm Dr. Michael Sinclair. I'm very proud to say that back in 1988, Microcheck was the very first company to offer microbial identification using FAME. Occasionally you would get one answer, but more often than not, you got several. So in order to say which one was the best answer, you had to do confirmation testing. The staff at Microcheck became very adept at doing all this confirmation testing, and that same skill set translated to doing DNA IDs, which we started back in 2007.
Switching to DNA identification may not seem like that big a transition. However, if you're making a product and absolutely need to know what microbes may be involved for safety issues, nobody in the world handles it quite like Microcheck.
We can identify using 500 base pairs Bacillus thuringiensis versus Bacillus cereus, and those two are very similar. If you're a maker of additives to milk and you can't tell a BC from a B. thuringiensis, it's really a big issue because B. cereus is a food pathogen and B. thuringiensis is not. So it's very important to some of our clients that we can tell which one is which, and we can definitely tell from the validation and henceforward B. cereus from B. thuringiensis.
To the untrained eye, such technology differentials are hard to spot, and that is why so many companies throughout the world trust Microcheck and their awesome capabilities as a full-service microbiology laboratory.
The DNA sequencer does very well identifying prokaryotes, which are going to be bacteria and actinomycetes. You can also identify yeast, which are single-celled fungi, quite well with the sequencer. But it does much less well identifying filamentous fungi. So in order to actually tell fungi apart that are closely related, you need to have a mycologist, such as I am, to actually differentiate them. So when fungi come in, they're subcultured, and then I make a preparation to examine them through a microscope, and I can distinguish fungi that are very, very closely related based on microscopic characteristics with which I'm familiar. And based on my capabilities, we have helped assisted 2 companies expand their fungal database, and we're in the process still doing that sort of thing for expansion of fungal database for automated technologies.
With the exception of our administrative staff, Microcheck consists entirely of trained microbiologists. And now you couple that with our vast experience since 1988, and you have our expertise. And at Microcheck, it's all about giving our clients the answer.
Leading the industry throughout its rich history, Microcheck continues to be the world's greatest in microbial identification.